I'm going to try something. Might be a little too much pause on pause action, but I'm going to tell you a story about one of the founding fathers who was a founding father of Pennsylvania. He did not discover electricity. It was not Ben Franklin. His name was Robert Morris. They call him the financier of the American Revolution. Story has it, right there in that wall right there, that is the parlor of where Betsy Ross lived. Maybe she could have lived here in this courtyard. There could have been a house here, could have been this house. She may have not have made the American, but look, let's just play the game that Betsy Ross made the American flag. Okay, I'm playing. Yay, Betsy Ross made the first American flag in here. Now, legend has it is George Washington, her uncle-in-law George Ross, not her husband. If you watch the video I made at the Betsy Ross house, I call her husband. I'm a moron. Betsy Ross, George Washington, and Robert Morris. Robert Morris, the financier of the American Revolution. They sat down there at this kitchen table or the parlor table. I don't know what they called that, because the kitchen's down in the basement. So they were hanging out and they asked her to design the flag. George Ross, I guess that's a family member. That makes sense. George Washington. Okay, yeah. Hey. Let's find out more. Pause. So, like, Robert Morris is this guy, right? He was, everything important that happened in American history, he was, like, behind the scenes, or he definitely had a fingerprint in it. Washington crossing the Delaware, he financed that. I think they said 1 out of every 10 musket bullet was paid for by Robert Morris. Betsy Ross designing the flag, which could or could not be true. He was part of that. Oh, you know that guy, what's his name? George Washington. Robert Morris is the guy who nominated him for president. Let's see. He made his money mostly in, like, shipping goods. Oh, speaking of ships, the United States Navy was started with just his boats. 150 vessels he donated to the Americans, or the colonies, to fight the British. And all the boats were his mostly. Well, 150 of them. Huh. Now I'm at Christ Church, which is formerly the Church of England, which is the first Episcopal church. Now, back in the day, this was the tallest building in America for 50 years. George Washington, you know, you think George Washington, this is the biggest building he ever saw in his life. And he definitely saw this building because he went to church here. There's a pew, has his name on it, and Betsy Ross went to church there, and this guy went to church here. His name, Robert Morris. Robert Morris, signer of the Constitution of the United States of America. Deputy from Pennsylvania, Federal Constitution Convention. All right. There's his financier of the United States Revolution during the Revolution. Died on May 8th, 1806 at 75. That's his grave, Robert Morris, at Christ Church. George Washington went to church with him. Betsy Ross went to church with him. John Adams went to church with him. Can we go this way? Hold on, boss. They say he died of illness, probably asthma. I guess they didn't have inhalers at his time. Yeah, they probably didn't. So yeah, he died of asthma. You know, he's dead. You know, he can't live more than. But so that's his grave. Behind me is his church, Christ Church. Hold on, we're gonna let's see if we can find some more about Robert Morris. So far, I've walked 2 blocks. So there was this guy, George Washington, who, you know, he started in this country with, you know, with the founding fathers, but yeah, and he nominated this guy, Robert Morris, to be the first treasurer of the United States. He turns it down and he gives it to this guy, Alexander Hamilton. Now, the first office of the Treasury of the United States here's the Museum of the American Revolution. See that building right there? That's the first bank of the United States. It's not open right now. But, right, you see that brick path right here in that wall? What is this? What's going on here? Secretary of the Treasury? So this is just for Jules. Alexander Hamilton worked right there. And he worked right there. So, out the Treasury, right? Auditor's office. First Bank of the United States. This is not open right now. It is under construction. Renovations. They're bringing it back. The columns represent like a Greek. See, I'm still learning. Pause. I knew that. Greek revival movement. So there you go. So this is these steps Alexander Hamilton walked up. The first bank of the United States. It's supposed to be open like 2020. Renovations are being made. So that's the first bank. Not really much to do with Robert Morris. Maybe I'll, you know. Okay, so we're gonna hit the Pizzles. This is a Carpenter's Hole. I did a video in there when the government shutdown was going on. First Continental Congress met in this room to send a letter to the King of England saying, "Yo, Holmes, you got to chill out with these taxes. Can you help us out?" And he didn't reply, and you know. So this used to be a Quaker meeting house. I like how they do this. This used to be the Quaker meeting house. That was the school site. They kind of block out what, just so you can get an idea what the size of everything was back then. All right, so we're gonna hit pause, and now we're a block away, and we are here at the Second Bank of the United States. Hold on, pause. It was built by this guy named William Strickland. Who a lot of his buildings, let's go down that way, there's a building called the Merchants Exchange Building. He built that. Oh, he built so much. So William Strickland designed this. Again, it's in that Greek revival movement. I got notes. And oh, it's closed. Oh, okay. Well, so we're not going to go in there, but there's a portrait of Robert Morris in there. You know, should be. He funded the Revolutionary War pretty much. So we're going to hit pause. So you walk behind the Second Bank, or the Portrait Gallery, right there, right? You walk behind there, and they have a cobblestone street, and this is a real cobblestone. Well, not really. It's cobblestone. Just stop arguing with me. So you go behind there, right? Go down this walkway. Look at this. So the reason why the buildings are built this way instead of like a brick house. They didn't want their buildings to look like England. They wanted it to look like the last democracy, which is Greece. So that's why we got the columns in that building, the columns in the Merchants Exchange Building. That's why that's there. Okay, why am I winded? So okay, here we are. So this is a statue of Robert Morris, patriot, statesman, and financier. There he is, right? Right, pause. So we're going to take a closer look at the statue of Robert Morris. Now the portrait of him in the Portrait Gallery, oh, you know what? I think it's right here. It's right here. Let me see. Yeah, this, right? So, and that statue does not really, but you want a statue to look like that. You don't want to, that guy, he looks like me, a little chubby guy. So, all right, we're going to hit pause. Crazy thing to think about. I don't know if you've ever been to Washington, D.C., but I have been to Washington, D.C. recently. So this was the Secretary of the Navy's office. There's Independence Hall, right? There's Old City Hall. The Supreme Court met there. Senate and Congress met over there, right? Everything is, well, it's in one block. The Pentagon, sort of, kind of, is right here, right? The bank's right, everything's here. Washington, D.C. is so big, and like if you try to walk it, it's almost, especially on a hot day, it's really, really hard. But think about how small the nation's capital was back, in the colonies times, because everything was right here. The government was right here. All right, so here we go, pause. So I'm at the filming location of National Treasure. Not really, but Independence Hall, Constitution. Yeah, he did that. He voted for he voted against independence. Or no, he was against. He didn't want to leave so quickly, but he decided to vote for independence because he thought, well, if I vote against it, and so he voted. So anyway, yeah, we all know, right? Bye. Oh wait, he was a senator too. So he met on the second floor of that building, House of Representatives, Senate, upstairs, I think, or was it the? I'm almost sure. I'm 94% certain. Up there, he was a senator for the state of Pennsylvania. Okay, so we're gonna hit the Pizzazz. Oh, they got this thing at Chestnut and 6th and Chestnut, world's biggest Wawa. Signers Walk. 56 members of the Continental Congress who signed the Declaration of Independence are here. All right. Benjamin Franklin, I heard of him, right? Robert Morris. And that's his signature, Rob Morris. His friends called him Rob. Yeah, there he is. John Morton. Okay, so these are the Pennsylvania guys. Robert Morris, Ben Franklin, George Clinton. All right. And we're going to hit pause. So they're doing renovations on the Liberty Bell. So now you go in through that side, not the front side. Just in case, if you're planning to come down. Not like you would read the sign and figure it out. Anyway, I just figured I'd tell you. Uh-oh, spring is in the air. I've been down here a lot the past 4 or 5 days. And look at this. Flower show. There you go. Horses. Horse and carriage buggies. They're out. I haven't seen the first time I've seen them. But the flower show's in town, so it seems like this is when tourist season starts in Philadelphia. Pause. And for the last stop of our little Robert Morris tour, I end with this. George Washington lived at 6th and Market, and this is the outline of the house. This is the president's house where George Washington lived. Now inside here they have a whole bunch of displays, not interactive, but like movies that play. But and they talk about how Washington owned slaves, and how can a guy who hold on, it's funny I can do this, who wrote all men are created equal. He didn't write it, but he signed it. That guy wrote freedom and blah blah blah. Slaves, he had slaves here. But anyway, this house, that foundation down there, those bricks used to be owned by Robert Morris. So that's it. That's my walk around Old City rambling about Robert Morris, who is my second favorite founding father from Pennsylvania. I don't care what he did. Ben Franklin's still my favorite. All right, that's it. I'm done showing off what little knowledge I have. I am not a historian. I am not claiming to be a historian because I ain't know. I got a notebook. I got to memorize some stuff. But I just found this stuff out this week. I probably knew it in the 2nd grade, but you forget stuff. And 2nd grade was many, many years ago. But in a property that Robert Morris owned, his statue, his grave, we did it. We did it all. Robert Morris, my second favorite founding father from Pennsylvania. I mean, you got to look, Toodles.